from the ACES. You mentioned that she did not sign an extension, and former general manager Natalie Williams told me before she and the ACES parted ways that, Kelsey was offered an extension and declined.
For years, the Las Vegas Aces symbolized dominance in the WNBA. With a championship-winning roster led by stars like Kelsey Plum, A'ja Wilson, and Chelsea Gray, the team became a blueprint for success. However, as the saying goes, the higher you climb, the harder you fall.
Or anything like that, but based on multiple conversations that I've had, it does seem like the most likely scenario is that Kelsey Plum would move on from the ACES.
And the Aces are now facing a storm that could shake the league's foundation. At the heart of this narrative is Kelsey Plum, a cornerstone of the Aces' success. Her refusal to sign a contract extension has not only thrown the team into chaos, but has also sparked speculation about the future of the league's brightest stars. Kelsey Plum isn't just any player. She's a proven scorer, a tenacious competitor, and a leader on and off the court.
When it comes to somebody like Kelsey Plum, she's coming off a difficult personal year, and she's emphasized that she wants to take time for herself, which is why she said that she pulled out of Unrivaled.
Coming off a season where she averaged 178 points, 2 assists, and shot an impressive 42% from the field, Plum has established herself as one of the league's elite guards, but her impact goes beyond the stat sheet. She's a symbol of the Aces' rise to prominence and the embodiment of their championship DNA. Yet, Plum's decision to explore new opportunities reveals the complexities of professional sports. For many fans, it's unfathomable why a player would walk away from a winning team. However,
position with respect to what she said, to ask her directly, and that would be the best indicator here. But of course, you mentioned my reporting, I can pull and cite a few quotes that
Plum's situation highlights the personal and professional crossroads athletes face. Plum's recent challenges have been well documented. From navigating a tough personal year to seeking a fresh start, her decision to step back from Unrivaled, a marquee offseason event, signaled her desire to focus on herself. For Plum, this isn't just about basketball, it's about finding balance in a demanding career.
The same way that Satu said that she's working with the Dallas organization, that's been the implication, that the Aces are working to find a situation where, quote unquote, everybody's happy, which is exactly what Becky Hammon said to me about a month ago.
Speculation is rife about Plum's next destination, with the Golden State Valkyries emerging as a potential landing spot. As a new expansion team, the Valkyries offer something few other franchises can. A blank slate with $1, $2 million in cap space, and a head coach, Natalie Nguyen, who shares a history with Plum, the Valkyries are poised to make a splash. Nguyun's connection with Plum goes beyond the court. Their shared experiences, from early morning workouts to championship runs, could be the glue that binds Plum to this new venture. For Plum, the Valkyries represent more than a team, they symbolize a fresh start with familiar faces. While the Valkyries prepare to rise, the Aces are grappling with an identity crisis. Losing Plum would be a seismic shift for a team built around its core four.
What's been a little surprising, and I think why there's so much conversation, at least from what I'm seeing, about Kelsey Plum, is that during the season when
Plum, A'ja Wilson, Chelsea Gray, and Jackie Young, the potential breakup of this quartet feels akin to dismantling a dynasty before its prime. For A'ja Wilson, the heart and soul of the Aces, the situation is deeply personal. Known for her loyalty and commitment, Wilson's frustration has become evident both on and off the court. Reports of locker room tension and public outbursts paint a picture of a team struggling to maintain its cohesion. Head coach Becky Hammon, once celebrated for her tactical brilliance, now finds herself in uncharted territory. The Aces' decline has turned her championship ring into a reminder of what was and what could have been.
Core Aces, the other, they're the core four: A'ja, Chelsea, Jackie Young, and Kelsey Plum. So when her other three, counterparts, they signed extensions, she did not.
Without a general manager and with key assistant coaches departing, Hammon is effectively steering the ship alone. Her recent comments about players being distracted by off-court pursuits reveal her growing frustration. Balancing star power with team dynamics is no easy feat, and Hammon's ability to navigate these choppy waters will define her legacy. With only 6 players under contract for the upcoming season, the Aces face a daunting rebuild. Key free agents like Tiffany Hayes, Sydney Colson, and Alicia Clark leave gaping holes in the roster. The team's leadership vacuum further complicates matters, raising questions about their ability to remain competitive. While the Aces navigate turmoil,
Well, but what I do think is interesting is that there is a team that will be coming to the league this year, the Golden State Valkyries, and a part of me just kind of feels like that might be a fresh start for
the Indiana Fever are quietly building something special. Led by rising star Caitlin Clark, the Fever are laying the foundation for a dynasty. Unlike the Aces, whose drama has overshadowed their achievements, the Fever are focused on creating a winning culture. Clark, known for her court vision and leadership, has become the centerpiece of Indiana's resurgence. Surrounded by a talented core and guided by a stable front office, the Las Vegas Aces, once the crown jewel of the WNBA, are unraveling at a pace that could rival a Vegas slot machine losing streak. It all started with Kelsey Plum's refusal to sign a contract extension, and the ripple effect is wreaking havoc. The once united locker room is now divided. Aja Wilson's frustrations are boiling over, and coach Becky Hammon seems caught in the eye of this storm, struggling to maintain control. Kelsey Plum, a game-changer's departure. Plum's decision not to re-sign sent shockwaves across the league. Coming off a tough personal year, she emphasized the need for a fresh start. Her refusal wasn't just a contract decision, it was a statement. Plum's stats still sparkle. 178 points per game, 42 assists, and a 42% shooting accuracy. Any team would salivate over her skill set, and suitors have already lined up. Enter the Golden State Valkyries, a new franchise armed with $1, $2 million in cap space, and a familiar face as head coach Natalie Nye.
Kelsey Plum, if she does decide that she wants to move on from the Aces, to me it gives them an opportunity to have a great perimeter scorer, which we know that Kelsey Plum is, but it also
Plum's former assistant coach in Las Vegas. The connection between the two could make Golden State the perfect landing spot for Plum. With Nye's emphasis on building a championship culture, Plum's veteran experience and scoring ability could be the linchpin for the Valkyries. While Plum's departure looms, the Aces' problems extend far beyond one player. Aja Wilson, once the heart of the team, has grown increasingly vocal about her frustrations. Her passionate leadership is starting to backfire, creating tension among her teammates. Public spats during critical playoff games have only added to the chaos, leaving fans and analysts questioning whether Wilson can maintain her composure under pressure. Coach Becky Hammon, fresh off a championship season, now finds herself managing a team plagued by distractions. "My players are in commercials and this and that," she said, highlighting the tension between celebrity status and on-court performance. With only 6 players under contract for next season, and no general manager to steer the ship,
head coach was the former assistant coach in Las Vegas, and I think that that could also be something that plays well where you're getting a new environment and you're getting a new experience, but you're also still working with someone who knows you and knows you.
The Aces are struggling to maintain their championship pedigree. The Valkyries aren't just throwing money at Plum. They're crafting a vision. Natalie Nye's leadership style combines familiarity with a fresh perspective, giving Plum the perfect balance of continuity and change. As a new team, Golden State has the resources to build around Plum and the opportunity to create a culture that could rival the Aces' former glory. But Golden State isn't the only team in the mix. Whispers of a potential sign and trade with the Chicago Sky add another layer of intrigue. It's a high-stakes poker game, and Plum holds the cards. Becky Hammon is facing challenges on all fronts. With the departure of key assistant coaches and no general manager in place, decisions are being made by committee. Hammon's vision for the team seems to clash with the players' off-court ambitions, creating a rift that's hard to ignore. Her comments about the team's lack of focus.
To me, that's like the most intriguing destination for Kelsey. I mean, I totally understand the fit. You mentioned like perimeter scoring for the Valkyries, and they'll absolutely need that.
We have to really take a sharp look at ourselves, signal a potential overhaul. This isn't just about tweaking the roster. It's about rebuilding the culture that once made the Aces unstoppable. While the Aces implode, the Indiana Fever are quietly building something extraordinary. Their front office, led by Kelly Krauskopf and Amber Cox, is making calculated moves to assemble a team with staying power. At the center of their strategy is Caitlin Clark, a rising star who's redefining WNBA basketball. Clark's court vision, shooting range, and leadership make her the perfect cornerstone for the Fever's rebuild. Surrounded by a roster designed to complement her skills, the Fever are positioning themselves as a future dynasty. Unlike the Aces, who are struggling with internal drama,
Veteran championship mentality that Natalie Nakaze has emphasized that she wants to cultivate in the Golden State. And so to me, that would just be knock out of the park. And they have the room.
the Fever are focused on basketball and building a cohesive team. The contrast between the Aces and the Fever couldn't be starker. On one hand, you have a team grappling with its own success, struggling to stay grounded as the pressures of stardom take their toll. On the other, a hungry underdog quietly laying the groundwork for long-term dominance. The 2025 WNBA season promises to be one of the most exciting in recent memory. Will the Aces find a way to reclaim their former glory? Or will they crumble under the weight of their own expectations? Can the Fever rise from the ashes of their past struggles to become the league's next great dynasty? Stay tuned as Sport Pulse continues to bring you the latest updates on this WNBA roller coaster. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a moment of the action.